Hello everyone, how are you all doing? And today I'm back again with a special panel. This panel is mind-blowing. I cannot explain how important this panel is today after the whole almost a month of discussing about crying, discussing about the stigmas around crying related to men, related to children, related to somewhere. We also spoke about women and in relationship to men and sensitivity with crying. And after that, our experts came up with this huge awareness about how can we talk about pain and how can we release that pain from our body to have a healthier life and live our life to its fullest, which is the tagline for Vital Therapy World. And I welcome you all to VTW Coaching Couch, Cosmopolitan Coaching Couch. And I want you all to today just take a back seat and listen to them because this is life changing. What they're going to talk about today is one of those life changing experiences which you get to see on Vital Therapy World Cosmopolitan Coaching Couch. I, Mariam Rahil, the co-founder, would love to introduce our experts here today, which is first of all going with Dr. Kavita, who is Dr. Kavita Bhargava, is our gold medalist and psychologist. She is certified clinical hypnotherapist from IMDHA, and she's a transpersonal regression therapist, and she's also a podcaster. So there's much to learn from her today. And say welcome to the show, Dr. Kavita.
Thank you, Mariam. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. And now second we have Ankita Bagdani, who is, well, we all are so aware of her. She is like, she's like the heart of VTW. She's been with us throughout the journey. And Ankita, thank you today for coming in to speak about this important topic. Ankita is a hypnotherapist, she's a psychotherapist, she is a cognitive behavior therapist. She also deals with clients uh, who are struggling with uh, situations related to grief and loss. And she also trains people to build up resilience and to win over situations. So what more can we ask for today to, more than having Ankita on the panel. Thank you so much, Ankita, for coming today.
Thank you, Mariam. It's always an honor to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And then we have our Dashini, Dashini Laporte, who is a part of not just, she's been a part of my personal training as an NLP coach as well. So we go also a long way. And also she's been a part of the panel day one as well. And she is a former social worker and notably for children. She's an NLP master. She's an emotional intelligence master, and she's a emotional wellness coach. She's a coach for children, and she has worked a lot with women struggling with abuse and who are the victims of abusive situations. Also men, but majorly she has helped a lot of women out of their traumas. So thank you so much, Dashini, for coming, because you have just completed the entire cycle of this month, and you're going to be today bringing out so much awareness on pain and release. And I think if our viewers have been in tune, and please go watch those panels so that you can follow up till here of why it is so important today for these wonderful dynamic young women to come here and share this awareness. Please take it as a gift and a takeaway and kindly apply it in your life from now onwards. Please do not delay this, because your life will change, you will transform, and your world around you will start changing. So let's start with Dr. Kavita, and please share with us about your journey, your transformation, and then kindly please touch upon the body and human relation, that huge affair we have with pain. We keep it so close to our hearts. We are scared to let it go. So please help us to understand what is going on with us.
Thank you, Mariam. So basically, I was a psychologist long time back, like just a psychologist. And slowly hypnotherapy happened to me. And then the life took a U-turn, complete U-turn. So now I just do day in, day out the hypnotherapy training classes and the further stuff, which is transpersonal regression therapy, mentor training, and other stuff like completely into the subconscious mind. Now, if we understand pain from the perspective of subconscious mind, then pain is nothing but pay attention in now. There is something that your body is trying to tell you. Imagine, suppose someday you're walking and you get hurt by something here and there is no pain. Would you be able to realize what is it? Is there something here? No. The body itself speaks that there is something here. So just pay attention in now. The body itself is on self-repair mode. We don't really have to, do much about it. All the, you can say the pain reliefs and stuff, they are just doing the pain transformation. We call it the hypnoplasty of the pain. The body itself is repairing. That's the beauty of it. So we just need to focus there. And I guess that's all.
Wow, that's all like that. I think this is the beginning of a new awareness here. This is like you've just opened a Pandora box for me. My head is like constantly going on like, God, I felt pain in so many areas in my body since morning. Why haven't I talked to it? Why haven't I identified and given it attention? This is exactly what I'm doing to myself, is ignoring my well-being at this moment, and I should just stop. Thank you for opening that awareness. And with that, Ankita, what would you like to, have, like me especially, and people who are dealing with pain right now, to know actually to start with this topic? Thank you.
Thanks, Mariam. This is, I think, exactly what we started today's conversation as well. I think your body is communicating to you with something, and that's exactly what Dr. Kavita said. Pain is something that you focus in the now, and like she said, the subconscious and the way the mind works. The beauty of subconscious is it is directly, indirectly communicating to us through our body symptoms. But unfortunately, we completely ignore that part that is actually talking to us. We completely ignore that part that, I have this pain and maybe it's because of this, maybe I fell down, or maybe, it's the side effects of the medications, but it's all the maybes that we are addressing and not really getting into what it is actually that it's trying to tell us. Why suddenly has the pain, emerged out of nowhere? What has really triggered the pain? So my take on this is, yes, it's definitely communicating to us, but communication goes two ways. It's your job to communicate back and find out what are you trying to tell me. So this is how I would see that.
Yeah. Thank you, Ankita. And Dashini, with your amazing awareness about this process, this has come a couple of times as well, that our life starts with crying. So the journey of life with pain, how we live with it, like as if it's something we're supposed to be keeping inside. So similar question to you. What is happening? Please start with this awareness of what is actually going on with us and being hurt and keeping pain so close to us.
I would say that the good news is pain is not forever. It has all like a peak and as well it goes. But like Dr. Kavita says, and Ankita as well mentioned it, is life has always up and down, and we live life as it is. And pain, I would say, it's a beautiful thing because you get transformed through it. You're not the same person at the start when you embrace it, when you felt that pain. And as you go through that acceptance and letting go, you are metamorphosed. The same like a butterfly, like starting by a caterpillar and then a pupa, cocoon, and then a butterfly that flies. So every circumstances in your life, any situation that you're facing right now, and you're having pain, and especially you spoke last week on crying, and my biggest breakthrough on crying was Mariam, because I came myself on a crossroad, so where she helped me. I was stuck on my crying and she helped me in releasing that. So I would say embrace it, enjoy that pain, because in pain you will discover yourself, your soul essence, and also I would say you will be more authentic because you will know yourself. And anything that comes after, you will be more stronger. You will have a build up character and compassion for yourself. So that's how it is today.
Oh, that was nostalgic. I remember now how pain, and we discussed about crying, and how when I asked you the first question and you said because it's sadness. And then with our panel, the first one, it was such a beautiful line. And Kita, remember when Kiran shared that uh, crying is
Pain is sadness leaving your body.
sadness
Crying is sadness leaving your body. Yes.
Yes.
leaving your body. And just now that Dr. Kavita brought in and said that, do you even know that your body is sad? Do you even know that you're sad? You know, it's and another very huge thing has been encircling in my head since last night, and I've been thinking about that process, is about knowing that where are we leaving that pain in our body? Are we like moving on? Does that mean that because it's not there on the surface anymore, it means that it's not, it's gone, but then it keeps coming back? And another huge awareness is that there is another practice or stigma, or maybe, I find it very fascinating when people are congratulating women on not saying a word during labor, not just pregnancy. It's like the whole body's cracking. This is like the highest level of pain a body goes through, and a woman cannot like, she doesn't shed a tear, and it's not that she's doing it deliberately. Many times it's just naturally. I have not been very like good with pregnancy, so I felt every part of the pain. I expressed. I had every kind of scream for it. However, it went level 5. The pitch was higher. So I went the experience, as you said, enjoy also the experience of releasing pain. Although it might not look like a pretty picture, that's fine. But just to release it and telling yourself that it's not sadness that you're dealing with, it is more of releasing that sadness, is actually saying goodbye to that sadness through the release of pain. And this really doesn't, maybe I want more awareness on this. And as a mother, Dashini, can you help me to understand the process of women in pregnancy and not being able to release their pain through 9 months? And she's always told to be happy for the child, don't show your mood swings, control things, control. And then she has perfect labor where she doesn't say a word. She doesn't have a frown. She delivers happily, and then she comes home. But what happens to her body? Because I know it is a huge trauma the body goes through. So tell me about this process, especially with women, body pain related to pregnancy.
Yeah. Yes. We mostly speak always about 9-month pregnancy, and we have lots of awareness books and everything on it. And we support, like, already as a woman, we go through different emotional change. Like, we know mood swings, food, craving, and all that. But as well, the day that I want to speak as well, thanks to you girls, we came about that, is there is a hormone which is called CPH4. Yeah, CPH4, which is created, especially, it's the only time it's created after 6 weeks of pregnancy. So let's say that pain that a woman would deliver, the pain that she would embrace, that we take epidural with that, because we can't sustain that pain. As a woman has, we have to speak about like pain on a physical side. On a different human being has a different barrier pain, the level of pain. So the way that I will sustain pain won't be the same for another human being or another woman. But my main point focus here is, if that same pregnancy pain of giving birth, if I would have it now, if an animal would have it now, any living thing, if a man, if a child, if anybody would have it now, we won't be able, our body is not capable, is not strong enough, is not made at all. We will practically, to be honest with you, like we may die actually out of that pain. So the beauty, like Dr. Kavita and Ankita said, is our body has that auto capacity. We all have a beautiful body, like especially as women, to be able to heal ourselves, to become stronger. And this specific hormone, which is CPH4, it increases your brain capacity while you're giving birth, you being able as a woman to sustain that pain. So if that hormone was not present at that moment, you won't be able to deliver. So that's the beauty of giving life, the beauty of pain. So in pain, you have beauty. In pain, you transform. In pain is gain. You're gaining a baby, you're bringing life. So whichever circumstances you have in your life, the biggest pain ever, giving birth, and especially we spoke about crying. With the first baby, like you will always see the sign of life, which is crying. So all this, like, it's the most beautiful thing. First thing, giving birth, giving life through pain, and it's a beautiful thing. So here you go.
Wow.
And
wow. Yes,
and last I would say is very often, yes, Mariam, we often forget the mother. So we should support her because it takes actually 1 year. Very often, like you would see grandmothers or elderly people or mother with previous, like having lots of children experience, will tell you, take care of your lower back pain, take care of your lower back pain. Like, and we don't know why, because your body at that moment, let's say I have an accident right now and I have a fracture in my bone. So I put a plaster and everything on it. Like I would go to the doctor and all this, and I will do my self-talk as well that I'm healing. But at that moment is like you have over 90 bones breaking, like on your pelvis down, to be able to give birth to that child, to that beautiful baby. And it takes 1 year at least for your body to be healed from that internal bleeding going inside. So imagine a woman now having a C-section.
Yeah.
So all I'm telling you about that is saying we are created to do beauties. We are created to do beauties through pain, and embrace it. Be compassionate with yourself through pain. You are the masterpiece of your life. You're the healer of your life. On that note, voilà, I leave you to you, ladies.
Wow, that was mind blowing. Tonight, I think I'll be a transformed person by tomorrow morning. I am so sure I'm getting so many of my answers, not even just through the conversation, but how you are putting this across, that pain is it is a beautiful process of transformation from a child in mother's womb to coming to life, from a mother going through pain to give life to a child. And so important, and one very important point you said here was that it takes 1 year for the woman. So as we have said that her hormones have taken care of the pain while pregnancy, and our body has a healing system. However, there is still pain which is being buried and not expressed. It is still there in the body somewhere. So how consciously can we also add to the process of releasing that pain? However, even if it's like the most beautiful form, it is still, as you said, it's like how many bones breaking in the body. It's like, the body does go through that trauma. Even for the child, when they come out, it's like it is a trauma, and that's why they need to be, the first thing they need is the attention from the mother to feel safe and secure and calm down. So it takes a whole year for the mother and the child, and this is where the life begins. Why are we discussing it? Is this is the beginning of life. This is the process, the first 1 year. Both humans, putting genders aside, both humans, one who's given birth and one who has been born, are going through a process of releasing pain, enjoying and relaxing and coming to the world and experiencing emotions on all levels, like the height of intensity of them. Now, how do we know that this is pain showing up again? How do we see that as a symptom of pain, how can we identify in our body that this is where that pain is, or this is what exactly? So a lot of times things are happening, but how would I know that this is the pain that's showing up? It could be from any time in the past, it could be now, it could be triggered by something, but what is that symptom? How this is one of the biggest, I think, information that it will help us all with, to know that if we can identify that this is my body showing me, giving me a message that it's hurting and there is pain inside. So on that awareness, how can you educate us, Dr. Kavita, on body symptoms and how to identify the pain and symptoms of trauma in our body? Or if trauma is a very strong word, let's say there is something in our body which we need to release. So please fill us up on this. Thank you.
Sure, Mariam. Firstly, Dashini beautifully explained pain is nothing but your transformation from within. So if we talk about the body syndromes, then there are 5 areas where we store this pain. Let me just show you a slide for that. So basically what happens is, whenever the mind has certain rules out of our conditioning, the social setup, time and again we have a set of rules that we form and keep. With rules, more systems happen. With systems, more of inhibitions take place. And then when we are inhibited to do something in our life, we are stopped to do it, we internalize the stuff. And when we internalize, we store it inside various parts of the body, and later on the body breakdown happens. With each thought, the body knows which organ it has to be romancing with. Like each thought with a different body part, it goes away. Same happens with a childbirth or a normal pain process. There are 5 parts into which the body is divided. The first one is the crying syndrome that covers this hair area from head to the V till the navel. So basically it is called the crying syndrome. You can see people having crystallized eyes, and it show up in the form of asthma, arthritis, sore throat, anything that has to do with ENT issues, the hearing or the eyes or the sinus. If you talk about headache, a mild headache, it's a common thing. Almost everyone has it every now and then. So headache is nothing but, a divided consciousness. Migraine, especially, a divided consciousness concept. Half of you is here, half of you is somewhere else. So you will have migraine. Headaches happen when there is confusion or conflict in life. When you are not able to hear from your environment properly, your ear go. Or you're not able to hear from your own voice, then your other ear may go off. So tinnitus, the ringing of the bell in your ear and everything, all that is covered here. When you're not able to talk it out, your throat chokes or you get sore throat and stuff. So all this is here, right here. If you're not able to cry at all, then you may have sinusitis. Sinus is nothing but stored tears. So all these are here in crying syndrome. The second one is the responsibility syndrome, the remaining portion V and back till the middle back area. Now that's where, it comes from the responsibility syndrome comes from the word called, or the phrase called, carrying the world on your shoulders. Now, when you feel the responsibility of doing something for others, then this syndrome may take place, and it manifests in the form of cervical spondylitis, shoulder ache, frozen shoulders, upper back ache, middle muscular issues and stuff. So that's the responsibility syndrome. There was a case which came up to us, and this woman was there whose father-in-law was a cancer patient. She was the one who never used to like, visiting the hospitals. But in order to give the chemos to the father-in-law, she had to take him to the hospital. And one day she got the frozen shoulder. The person, the husband of this woman was one of our students, and he came up and said, this is the situation. So this woman was called and Simple, straight. One thing was asked. So whose responsibility are you carrying? She said, I don't like to go to the hospital, but it's not even to my father I take him to the hospital. My father-in-law is my husband's responsibility. He needs to take him. And that's where we understood, okay, yeah, whatever she's talking is she's talking sense. So the student of ours, her husband was suggested, to take his father to the hospital. But what happened was, next day when he went for the chemo, for the entire time he was on call, okay, where to go, what to do, which doctor to beat, and so and so. Okay. Now the woman said to him, so no, let it be. What I'll do is I will take him to the hospital. You do some other thing. Surprisingly, the work was same. She was taking him before to the hospital, and even now she took him to the hospital. But what changed was, from the responsibility, it came to the choice now. The frozen shoulder disappeared with just simple steps like these. So basically, responsibility comes to the shoulders, choices come from the heart. So I'm not asking you to shrug your responsibilities. I'm just asking you to convert them into your choices. And then all these things, these syndromes will disappear. When we talk about spondylitis, it's about the rigidity in life when we are not able to see other people's perspective. Spondylitis may happen. That's the rigidity. Okay. So just be aware and then see what we can do. The third one is the guilt or the sexual frustration syndrome. The area is here from lower back, you can say, middle back till the lower back extremities, and then navel area till the lower extremities here. So basically the lower back pain is it represents financial crisis. If your mind is perceiving financial crisis, then the lower back pain may happen. The lower GI tract, the kidney issues, when you have some guilt related to your parents, especially, it comes to your kidneys. The sexual frustration issues are there. Women have enlarged hips, men have prostate. All these may show up like this in this form. So there are certain techniques to manage it. Maybe by the end of today's discussion in the third or fourth round, we can discuss or talk about it. The fourth one is the fight syndrome, starting from your shoulders or the hands, starting from here till your fingers. Generally, it happens when we are fighting some situations of our life, or we have set our goals too away. Like, we don't have the caliber, yet we want to reach them, but we are not able to reach them because we do not have that capacity to reach them. And we are still trying to unrealistically reach them. So that's where the fight syndrome happens. And here we may have the arthritis of the fingers, or tennis elbow and stuff that may show up, or simple fat deposits here on your arms. The last is the flight syndrome. That's the fifth one. Here, the sciatica, knee issues, or the situations where you want to run away from. If you're not able to take any initiative in life, your right foot would go. If you're not supported in taking that initiative, your left foot would go. If you are storing some grief from your ancestral part or stuff, then your calf muscles would go. If there is a change in life and you are not able to accept that change, then it shows onto your knees in the form of knee pain and arthritis. If there is some intimacy issue, your thighs may go off. So that's about the 5 types of body syndrome. Just a quick view about all of them. So just simple awareness, which part of the body is showing what, and then we can easily resolve it. So I guess now with this, I'll leave it on to you, Mariam. Thank you.
Wow, I'm like, oh my God, if you can see, the color has come back on my face. It's like so many answers I got for just now. Amazing. Thank you, Dr. Kavita, because yes, body cert people cannot understand of what suddenly they're sitting and they suddenly see some kind of something just pops up for no reason. And we asked, did you do something? Did you lift weight? Did you do anything like that? And they were like, no, we're perfectly fine. And suddenly I woke up with pain in a part of my body, and what's going on? And sinus, now that I come to know, and this has usually hit me a couple of times with my allergies too, that if we take out the name, the terms away, isn't it an expression of crying? It's an expression of crying when your nose is red, it's runny, eyes are watery, the body is actually crying, right? So
Yes.
it is an expression of cry. And we think, oh, it's sinuses, allergies and stuff. How about check on the emotion level and see, why does the body want to cry? Is there a grief or it hasn't gone through? Does it want to relieve some pain? And thank you for this today, Dr. Kavita, because I'll be working on that part of my allergies and sinus, which I'm very known for. I think it's my second name. I just need to start releasing. Thank you. And
Awesome.
Ankita, what do you think about this awareness? And also tell us more about the triggers, the warnings, and how should one be more conscious about these symptoms? And how can we consciously start being more aware about our bodies, our emotional states, and our mental health in terms of psychotherapy, in terms of hypnotherapy, and how do we identify our course? Please fill us up with this. You girls are, honestly, today you've made my day, and I'm sure this is what every viewer right now is going through. So please take us further in this process, and Ankita, thank you.
Thank you, Mariam. What Dr. Kavita just showed us is in classic term called as mind-body connection. People talk about mind-body connection and we have no idea what mind-body connection is. So, well, this is what is called as mind-body connection. When something is happening in your mind, your body is reacting in different ways. Now, on what Dr. Kavita said, I would like to emphasize a couple of things that she very rightly mentioned is, first, I want to bring in this concept of something called as echo pain. Or ruminating pain. Now, what is this echo pain or what is this rumination? What happens is, you know, when Dr. Kavita initially said, or when I mentioned about it, that your body is communicating that something is happening. Now, probably you at a conscious level is thinking, okay, that's gone, it's over, and it's done and dusted. But at that time, probably the body has got into some kind of pain or some spasm. Or like Dr. Kavita said, maybe if it is something of responsibility that you're dealing with, and say that, you know, at that particular moment, I got a stiff neck. Obviously, once things sorted out, my neck became relaxed and okay. But the next time when things happened again, maybe it was a different situation and I suffered a stiff neck again. Now, probably it is a different situation, but the subconscious is still ruminating on echoing the pain that happened on the first incident. And by default, subconsciously, what we are doing is, or the subconscious mind is doing it, is echoing the pain that happened on the very first time. And every time something similar happens, that's when we trigger the pain over again, because the subconscious is seeing the same thing happening. So my mind now is thinking that again I'm worked up, I'm taking the responsibility, and again I freeze my shoulder. So every time a new responsibility or that wanting to take something comes, consciously I'm thinking this is a new challenge, but subconsciously it's still echoing that old pain that's happening. So it's very, very important to understand the concept of that echo pain. Is what we are doing is subconsciously ruminating that pain. Now, when she mentioned about that flight and fight response or the syndrome, now what is fight and flight? What happens in the body biologically? And back me up, Dr. Kavita over here. When you are in that fight and flight response, what we're talking about hormones or, you know, release of, secretions or chemicals, what are we secreting? Cortisols. Like that is the fight or flight. Yeah, we're secreting cortisols. Now cortisols are extremely high and we need something to level that down to have a feel good hormone. And again, back to subconscious thinking, are either way the best way to identify how you handle yourself in stressful situations is to understand what you're actually doing at that time. If in a stressful situation you find yourself running away, then that's your default mode of handling stress or any situation. That's the way you find out how you actually handle yourself, because that's the time you either are running away or you're either handling it in a very leveled way. And you need to balance that cortisols with a feel-good hormone by either working out or doing something, but also acknowledging that this has happened. Now, this is again what's happening biologically, right? That's happening inside our body, and very important to now go back to the two-way communication and understanding that now you're communicating to me that we've had this issue, or let's address a very recent or a very highly talked about issue. So when Dr. Kavita mentioned about headaches, yeah, and she said it's all about the overthinking. Now, think about what is headache another symptom of, or what do people with anxieties come and tell you that what is happening. The first thing they'll be like, I'm having headaches, I'm having, that heart. So again, it's this portion. And why does a person suffer from anxiety? When there is conflict within happening. It's when there is something, yes, when there is a two-way thing that I want to do this as well and I want to do this as well. That's when that anxiety happens, that's conflicting situation that happens, and anxiety takes place. You definitely do not need a medication for that. What you need is to address that there is a conflicting situation that is happening. And then you talk that out, find out, and very rightly said, the key is choice. The key is not, you have to do it. No, it is what you want to do. What is the alternative option? If this doesn't work out, then what is the other thing that works out? Now, talking about how it stays into the body, it says, people say, or, when, and I'm not into energy or how the fear stays, but definitely one of my readings, and I'm high on reading, and I've read where it says when there is anxiety moves up and down inside your body, but it does not release your body. So the anxiety goes up, that's when the heart pulse rate increases, headache increases. It goes down, that's when the shivers take place, right? So that's what's happening in your body. So anxiety is moving up and down inside your body. Same thing for the phobic response. It's moving up and down inside the body, and it doesn't leave your body. So what we really need to do is identify the trigger and make an exit plan for that emotion or for that pain to leave our body.
Wow. Thank you, Ankita, for this. I mean, that going on all the time inside, really, you've just nailed it. You just said it out.
Nailed it.
Literally,
Yeah.
this was amazing. All three of you, the way you guys have just added this to my life. Thank you so much. And here it goes out to all the viewers who are listening and who are watching this. I'd say, please start spreading this awareness. If you know it today, please start helping everyone to heal and let them be okay with pain and release. Now, something just popped up with the symptoms. Now that we're talking about these symptoms, so we're talking about a lot of situations that it is in the body, right? Pain is an experience of the body. Emotions, there could be emotions behind it, there could be thoughts behind it, but eventually it comes to the body and it has to be released from the body. When we say that we have released pain, now we can move on, has to be a process that has to be physical and experienced through the body, not just talking ourselves out of it and saying everything's going to be okay, everything's going to be fine. However, there are thoughts and there are emotional states which can help the body to release that pain from the body. So we would go on to that, but before that, I want to know, is crying the only way to release pain from the body? Or why is it that we have tears when we're laughing? What is when we exert a lot in the gym and our body starts sweating? What are the different ways where it's happening and we should not stop it? Like consciously, that is also another way of identifying that the body is releasing pain somehow. So please, all of you together, please fill me up on this one. Then what are the different ways that we can release pain from the body first? What are the states? Like I see that people, they say laughing and crying is equal intensity, and both end up with tears, right? We both end up with watery eyes. And a lot of people say, oh, I've started to cry, like, I'm crying with laughter. My eyes are watery now, so just stop now. Why stop? Is that a sign that we are releasing pain at that point as well? So please tell me, please help me with this understanding of pain and release through different means of the body. So anyone, Dr. Kavita, Ankita, Dashini, do you guys first of all agree, or do you guys think that there's more to it, which I'm not understanding about the body releasing pain? So what happens with tears of joy? What happens in that process? Is that again a way the body is releasing to enjoy that moment? So what happens there? Because I've been watching and I have been thinking a lot about this point that, so maybe my understanding, maybe you can add to it, is that when the body is finally relieved, and if you work a lot, like when you're training and when you're really running on the treadmill and you're really pushing your muscles, you only start sweating when you start working out. Like when they say the real exercise and the real fat burning and real the catharsis of the body takes place in the gym is when you start sweating. So until you're not sweating, it's all cardio, it's all building up. So every time until you don't start sweating, you should build it up more. So so in my awareness, it's more like that the body again, through some kind of cleansing of that water, that pain inside of the muscles, releases it somehow. And that is why water is a big healer itself, that when we fill it in, we actually fill it in new pure water into our body to prepare more to cleanse this pain from the body. And tear on biological level is so even if we don't have emotions, if we start pinching ourselves for no reason, pinch, eventually what happens? The eyes start crying, the tears start falling down. So on the body level, it is also there's also direct connection where wherever there's pain in the body, you will cry, emotions will take place, and emotions have to be released and expressed in order for the body to start healing. And when a mother looks at their child and finally they start walking and then she starts crying and she says it's tears of joy, I think it's that moment when finally, after all that exertion, like in the gym, of all that cardio, she finally reaches the moment of success. And now her body wants to experience that release of pain first, because only after that she'll be able to. Dr. Kavita, can you please repeat about pain in being in the now?
Pay attention in now.
Pay attention in now. So maybe that's where the body is paying attention in the now moment, which is happiness. And since the body has not been happy since a while, it has to first release the tears. It has to cleanse the tears, and now then it can enjoy the new energy of laughter and joy with the child. So I think again, it's such a beautiful process that the body itself starts healing through time and time again. And may those be tears of joy, may those be tears out of just a pain in the body, muscular pain, or may that be just excessive working out and maybe, just crying with that exertion. Any athlete who wins the race ends up in tears. Because of that exertion the body has been through, the emotions. So how cathartic is that? For a human to reach the level of success after so much of pain and finally release it on the moment. So in any way, is this in our control? Not really. It is more of a natural. Sorry, so
It's all right.
I'm so sorry for the baby cry. So it's like it's like a natural process that the body does go through, no matter what we do or we say. So please take on further and give us some techniques and tricks of the trade. So starting with Dr. Kavita, how can we now go into the process of releasing the pain from our body? Can you please help us in that process? Thank you.
Sure, Mariam. So, your words, they led me to think about where exactly is that cry, join cry, and, this exertion and then release of the sweat and all coming from. probably if you go back to that diagram which I said, rules and then internalization, and we store it within. So, and as Ankita rightly said, that's the echo pain. So we keep replicating the core pain. The core pain is still within. That initial sensitizing event is within. Rest everything else is symptom producing event. And when we reach that point in life where we had to reach initially, that is the time when this child, this part of us, is finally relieved. As Dashini beautifully said, it's about transforming from within. So that's the beauty of pain and how we release it. Onto this note, I can give you one technique, quick one, which is called the emotional management technique. So this is about consciously reaching the subconscious and healing the pain from there. So there are three areas in the body which help us, reaching the subconscious through the conscious mind. The three areas are either the karate chop point, or the palm, or the knees. We can, rub our knees also to reach the subconscious like this. So these are the 3 points. So I would start with the palm thing. So it's like you can lift your left palm up, rotate your fingers like this in a clockwise direction. Yes. And when I say release or blow off 7 times, you will put your hands onto your thymus gland like this and blow off 7 times like this. Okay. So, any one of you who's having any kind of pain at the moment? Yes, Mariam?
Oh, yes, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I do have, I do have my sinus pain. So my head and my sinus is swollen today because of the
Mm-hmm.
allergy. And now I know there is something underlying. So how can
Yeah,
you release this pain?
awesome.
Especially headaches are very common. So
Yes,
and,
yes. So are you working with sinus? Are you working with headache at the moment?
I'm working with headaches more.
Headache. Okay. How much is the headache on a scale of 0 to 10? 10 maximum, 0 minimum.
I'm going to, I think, eight and a half.
8.5. All right. So we are going to do this with Mariam. The other two may follow. If you have any issue like emotional issue or any spiritual issue, you can fill the issue there where I use the word headache.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So Mariam, you'll have to talk it out aloud. Others can do it in their own minds. Okay. So start rotating this finger like this. You can keep it like this, like, facing yourself, the palm facing yourself. Yeah. All right. Close your eyes. Left palm, right hand.
Left palm, right hand. Okay.
Awesome. Even though
Even though
I have the headache,
I have the headache,
I still choose to
I still choose to
heal and integrate
heal and integrate
that part of me.
that part of me.
I love and accept myself
I love and accept myself
exactly as I am.
exactly as I am.
Even though
Even though
I have the headache,
I have the headache,
I still choose to
I still choose to
heal and integrate
heal and integrate
that part of me.
that part of me.
I love and accept myself
I love and accept myself
exactly as I am.
exactly as I am.
Even though
Even though
the headache is still there,
the headache is still there,
I still choose to
I still choose to
heal and integrate
heal and integrate
that part of me.
that part of me.
I love and accept myself
I love and accept myself
exactly as I am.
exactly as I am.
Put your hands on your thymus, cross fashion, and blow off 7 times. Take deep lung filling breaths. Just let it go. Breathe it out. Awesome.
Wow.
So Mariam, what's the number now? Out of 0 to 10? 10 maximum, 0 minimum.
Wow. No, I don't feel it now. But I think if it would be the stress, it's here, which could go to, I think, around 3.5.
Headache is 3.5.
Yes, this I don't feel the headache anymore actually. But this one, probably this link to that 3.5.
All right, we'll do it one more time.
Wow.
Palm and the fingers.
Can I
The
do
other two, if
from this part? Can I do this one?
this one, just this one. Okay, Ankita and Darshini, if your number is 0 already or 1, you can not, you can stay here. Do not repeat it. Okay? Yeah. Mariam, close your eyes and go slow with this rotation of the fingers. Slow. Yeah. Even though
Even though
the headache has come down,
the headache has come down,
I still choose to
I still choose to
heal and integrate
heal and integrate
that part of me.
that part of me.
I love and accept myself
I love and accept myself
exactly as I am,
exactly as I am,
even though
even though
there is some benefit
there's some benefit
behind this headache,
behind this headache,
and I have no clue
and I have no clue
what exactly it is.
what exactly it is.
I still choose to
I still choose to
heal and integrate
heal and integrate
that part of me.
that part of me.
I love and accept myself
I love and accept myself
exactly as I am,
exactly as
even though
I am, though
there is some benefit
there is some benefit
behind this headache,
behind this headache.
and I have no clue
I have no clue
what exactly it is.
what exactly it is.
I still choose to
I still choose to
heal and integrate
heal and integrate
that part of me.
that part of me.
I love and accept myself
I love and accept myself
exactly as I am.
exactly as I am.
Blow off 7 times.
Wow. Wow. I have to tell you something, Dr. Kavita.
Mhm.
I've started sweating.
Okay.
My body is there's something releasing.
We can see it. I mean, the moment you were repeating
Yeah.
this, then itself we could see something happening on your face. It's
Yes.
a different face now.
I know it's like, and I can breathe from my nose suddenly. It's like
Wow.
better.
Awesome.
I thought
Awesome.
it's better, and I just on this last few breaths, it's like I'm sweating my hands. The body is
Mhm.
releasing it,
Yes.
even if it may not
Yes.
be through tears, but there's something coming out.
Wow.
Amazing, awesome, and it's zero. It's no,
Awesome.
no stiffness there.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Wow,
Welcome. Wonderful.
wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Kavita. And let's take it to Ankita. And Ankita, I'm here. Please, I'm here. I'm the demo, and we all can do the activity together. What a relief! And
Indeed.
Ankita, please add in more techniques to how else can we improve our method of releasing pain.
Right. I'd like to maintain that same theme of accessing the subconscious. What Dr. Kavita has started with is just palming, by circling your palms and quickly going into the subconscious. And I like the part where there is that's the beauty of the emotional freedom technique, is where there is an affirmation involved in that. So talking about affirmations, just a couple of things I would like to I like to highlight and it is something which made a huge difference for me. When we talk about pain which exists in our body, whether it's the echo pain or whatever it is, let's start by not owning it up. Let's not say my headache. Let's not say my shoulder ache. Let's not say my asthma. Is what we are doing is we are literally owning up the pain. So again, what is doing it to our subconscious is we are giving an indirect affirmation that, she likes me. Let's have it. She's owning up to the pain. Let's keep it. Right? So let's not have that my pain. You can have everything that you want, but when it comes to pain, it's not your pain. It's not supposed to be there. It's not your pain. I'm going to be very, very bold and loud about it. It's not your pain. So the first thing that we need to do is stop owning up to my part and just say that the pain that exists in the body. So let's take it from there. And probably this bit is also very, very similar to Dr. Kavita, but what we'll be doing is something called as an energetic loop. Like we all have energies inside our body, and they all go inside the body and travel from different places. So what we will do is each one of you, so we'll keep it very generic so the viewers who are also viewing can do it very, very at the same time. All you have to do is wherever the pain is. So unfortunately, fortunately, where there is attention, there is energy, right? So we will be using this attention and energy in a positive way. So just close your eyes for a couple of seconds. We will be doing a 3-way, and like I mentioned, we will find an exit path for this pain to move out of your body. So it's not where it's going to be up and down, or it's not going to be only up. We will find an exit path for the body. Okay, so each one of you can close your eyes and first bring your attention in your mind's eye wherever the pain exists. So let's say I will take an example with regards to the shoulder, since we spoke about shoulder. But like Dr. Kavita said, replace your the issue wherever the pain is, replace that with the issue and start forming the loop in that area. So say supposing if I am making the pain in my shoulder, I will be forming the loop. So bringing my attention to the shoulder, then the elbow, then the palm. If one of you is suffering in the hip area, you will bring the attention to the area where there is pain. So bring your attention to the hip, then the left knee, then the left toe, moving to the right toe. So whichever the area is, you form the loop in that area. Mariam, if you're doing somewhere in the top part, you will be forming the loop in that top area. Yeah. So include your hands in that area because we'll be taking up from the hands.
Yeah, so for example, if it's in the neck, it should go upwards?
Yes, upwards, but then the neck should include the hand.
Okay, neck should go to the hand. And if it's a headache?
It would go start from palm, elbow, shoulder, head, coming down to right shoulder, right elbow, right palm. Okay, and we will be forming that loop. So let's take that up shoulder and that headache together, and you guys can take whichever area. Just remember to form a loop, forming the same way.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
Let's close our eyes and let's access that subconscious once again and form that sub. Okay, so take a deep breath in. And this time when you breathe out, release anything that's not supposed to be in the body. Just breathe out. Take another deep breath in again. And this time breathing in healing energy. And breathing out any limitations that you may subconsciously hold. Just breathing it all out. Now, in your mind's eye, bring your attention to the place where there exists pain. So in your case, Mariam, bring your attention right now to start with the headache and the sinus area. Bring your attention to that area. Focus on that pain for a couple of seconds. Now, move it further down to your left shoulder. See that pain moving down to the left shoulder, the energy moving down. Moving down to the left elbow. Move it down to the left palm. Now see it moving to the right palm. Yes. Bring it up to the right elbow, to the right shoulder, and back to the head. That's it. Bring it again down to the left shoulder, left elbow, left palm. Move it to the right palm, right elbow, right shoulder, back to the head. One more time. Move it down to the left shoulder, left elbow, down to the left palm. Move it to the right palm, right elbow, right shoulder, and back to the head. And now this time back to again left shoulder, down to the left elbow, to the palm, and down to the ground now. That's it. Breathing in healing energy to the right palm, right elbow, healing energy up to the right shoulder and right head. That's it. Bringing out again any leftover tightness, pain, down to the shoulder, left elbow, left palm, and down to the ground in front of you, exiting out of your body. That's it. And slowly breathing in once again. Thanking your subconscious mind for taking this healing and allowing the healing to take place. When you're ready, just allow your eyes to slowly open. So this is what we call as the exit plan. What you did is you first, this is especially for people who feel that the pain is stuck.
Yes.
What you do is you tell the mind and you rotate that pain in that energy in the loop. But after the third round, you make an exit plan. So the moment it comes to the left, you ask them to move it down to the ground. So they literally see the pain energy going down to the ground.
Wow.
So I'm not sure whether it really helped you guys, but keep doing this and hopefully you will make an exit way for the pain to move out.
That's amazing. I never knew about this technique before. What do you think, Dr. Kavita and Dashini?
It's beautiful, Mariam. I mean, I could see, I started with the headache and then third round it actually went down. The healing, it just came up. And, second round when she asked me to just drop it down, automatic that healing thing came up. And half of it was with the healing energy,
Wow.
So good one, Ankita. Thank you so much. I did not know about it earlier.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you for being such a good participants, by the way.
Thank you. And now over to our Dashini, coming from the place of heart. How do we heal ourselves from pain and from hurt in the body? Please give us one awareness today that would last for us for a lifetime. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, so pain, I would say is, each and every one of you watching this panel today, and if you're feeling pain, I can't tell you do this or do that, because you only know what you're facing and what you're feeling inside you. However, what I can bring to you today is, which I'll call pace your heart, pace your brain. And on that, I would say in life, we kind of always chasing. And we always put so much expectation on us, and what Dr. Kavita said and Ankita said, like so much pressure, like, hey, like feeling that body weight, and we put so much pressure on us on achieving stuff, and then not giving time for ourselves first. We want that external to achieve, but why not giving time for it to realize, and as well giving time to yourself. Give time to time and give time to yourself. So I'm all about the heart and brain connection, and because I strongly, for me, I always valued emotion. It's the highest thing that connect us between people, and as well to ourselves, to our soul. And I would ask you today is to have that moment of any situation that you're facing right now, is for you to have time for yourself. Just sit for a moment and look around you, look at your life, give that time for you now. Like simple exercise, little things make great differences, is just placing your hand on your heart, and that I'm going to do with you girls right now, placing your hand on your heart, and then just feel that warmth from your heart, from your hand. It's you, it's yours. And anything that comes in your, but when you will close your eyes and start feeling the emotion inside you, and if you feel that you crying or anything, if you feel like you're having any thoughts running in your head, I want you to deeply think about your heart and placing that warmth. Give that love, give that compassion to your heart. And are you girls ready to do it together with me? Yeah, okay, they are on mute, I can't hear them. Okay, cool.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
All right, so wherever you are, sit, have that moment for you. It's your moment of compassion, it's your moment of empathy, it's your moment of love that you're gonna put into yourself. Give that respect to yourself, accepting yourself for who you are and what you can do, and you can be who you can be. So place your hand on your heart, feel the warmth towards your heart, close your eyes, and breathe one time. We'll do it at 4 intervals, but at that 4 intervals, I want you to deeply breathe in with your heart and with your mind, and any thought that you have, try to clear that and just be in alliance, in communion with yourself, loving yourself and having that compassion and saying it's okay not to be okay. It's fine. I can do it. I'm love. I'm compassion. I am empathy. Breathe in one more. And second time. Feel the love inside you. Feel the warmth you're bringing to your body. A third time. Breathe in and out. Feel the peace, the solace that you're bringing inside you. Fourth. That fourth one is having faith into yourself, in having faith into your body, into you, into the divine power, into God, into you, that you can do it. And having first that you are the most beautiful thing. You are the most beautiful living thing on earth. And you are loved, and you will share love around you. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. But that's your moment. Feel it, hear it, listen to it. It's you. You are love.
How amazing. Oh my God. Moment of love. Thank you.
Simple yet so touching, so beautiful. Thank you, Dashini.
Thank you, Dashini. Much needed today.
I can use this like all the time while I'm driving. This and affirmations, how strong are they? Like, things that resonate with us. Sometimes a line just opens up so many energy points in us. It just opens so much in our body that maybe somewhere when you said that we were doing the same EFT, but maybe at one point there was a word or there was something that just opened up and my body started releasing pain. So we don't know which word our body is associated with. However, it is again another very strong technique to know our lines, to remember our lines and to use them for us, because that is where we have the most powerful release and the most powerful change and transformation of emotions. So, Dr. Kavita, what do you want to say about, and how would you add into affirmations? How can we use affirmations? Like Dashini just said that I am peace, I am love, and I feel this inside me, I feel this outside of me, and I actually saw a heart while I had my eyes closed, and it's very hard for me to sometimes see images, but this one was strong.
Wow.
So how can we do more on affirmations, building up and releasing emotions on different parts and rejuvenating new emotions on different energy points in our body? Thank you.
Sure. So basically, I'm going to share a slide. It is showing the 5 syndromes that we just studied in the beginning. So if you identify which of your body part is in pain, you can do these affirmations 21 times, 3 times a day for at least minimum of 21 days. If you do it for 90 days, it's a new DNA regeneration that happens. So the affirmations are here. For the crying syndrome, we can say, I am clear in my visions and I open myself up to new ideas. So crying syndrome is basically about the confusion and, conflict in life. So we can do this affirmation. This will be here. This is generally for the third eye, and it does magic on its own. The responsibility syndrome, if you're suffering from that, then you can do, I do what I choose to do in life, thus living life happily and amicably, or thus living happily and amicably. Guilt or sexual frustration, we can say, as I love and accept myself exactly as I am, I remain complete in myself. So you don't need anyone else to complete you. You are sufficient. For fight syndrome, we can repeat the affirmation. All things that I desire come to me easily and effortlessly. For the flight syndrome, we can say, my faith in supreme power gives me the confidence to face all the situations in my life. And then you don't need to flight from anywhere. So this is all about the 5 affirmations that very generic one that I've formed, and you can repeat them and get healed.
Wow, that is so amazing. Thank you so much, girls. Thank you today for adding to the energy, to helping me to release this pain from which I have been dealing with since morning. All this awareness, not just me, I'm sure it is for everyone out there who ever gets a chance to watch this video. Please go through this very consciously and absorb everything that has been shared today, because as we said, we create awareness like no other before. And this is what Coaching Couch, Cosmopolitan Coaching Couch, Vital Therapy World, Therabuddy for Ankita, Dr. Kavita's case sites, and Dashini Laporte's work of Wellness Center and her awareness, all of us, we stand by the fact that this is authentic and this is information shared from a place of heart. So please take it as a gift and make the best out of it. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming today. So now as we wave goodbye, just let's
Thank you very much.
let's please everyone with
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you, Maria.
Happy healing.
Thank you. Thank you.